Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Thank you. Oh, I tell you what. Try it now, Mario.
Hi, hello, good
Oh,
morning.
that's it, yes. Help if I turn the volume up. Anyway, look, great to have you with us. Pet relocation. I guess you must be pretty busy because I think this matters a whole lot. Tell us a little bit about it, how it got started.
Okay, we started the Panama Pet Relocation almost 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
We started as a relocation company first, moving people to Panama, mostly people who wanted to retire in Panama. So we did immigration services, we did real estate, and we started with pet relocation because people were starting to inquire about moving pets to Panama. So then we opened Panama Pet Relocation, and that's what we've been doing for the past 20 years.
Have you stopped moving people now, moving the pets?
Only-
Very wise idea.
Yes.
I would say, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the animals are a lot easier to get on with. So you started out, and then just give us a little bit of background how it actually works. I mean, and the preparation that has to go through. I mean, I guess most people are talking about dogs and cats, aren't they? So,
Dogs and cats are the most common.
right.
Most common, and then we have a couple of birds, some reptiles like turtles, ferrets, guinea pigs, rabbits.
Also, some like wildlife animals, like for zoos in the States. We moved 4 jaguars from Panama to the States.
Jaguars, yeah.
3 the first time and 1 the last time. But they were for like zoos in the States.
Right, right.
They were rescued
Yeah.
here.
Oh, rescued
so,
here.
yes.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. And now, give us an idea. I mean, because you don't just shove them in a crate and send them off. I mean, there must be pretty strict rules.
Yeah, a dog. We move pets mostly flying as a cargo. That means that the passenger, the owner, does not need to be on the same flight, does not need to travel with the pets. So everything starts with a reservation with the airline, a cargo reservation. We have to do some cargo paperwork, some health checks with the vet, health documents, export permits, pre-checks at the airport, meaning that the dog has to go to the airport so the airline can check the crate, can weigh it, can measure it, check all the documents. And the day of travel, check in with the airline. We make sure the crate is well prepared, that the dog is hydrated, walk before the flight. And then when it arrives at destination, either the owner can receive the dog and do the clearance, or agents. It depends on the country rules, or it depends on the owner's preference.
Quarantine, etc., etc. Okay.
There are 3 ways you can take a pet on a flight. In the cabin with the passenger, as checked baggage with the passenger on the same flight, or as Karina mentioned, traveling along as live animal cargo.
Right, right.
So, we assist all 3 ways with our clients that need help moving their pets.
I mean, I know sort of within the States, I've seen they allow what they call, quote, comfort.
There are 2 types, emotional support animal and service dog, which is different.
Like a blind dog.
Like a
blind support
yes.
dog.
Most airlines are not accepting emotional support animals because most of the times it was not true, and they were taking not only dogs but like wild animals in the cabin as emotional support. So now all airlines, what they allow is service dog, which is a dog that has to be trained to assist the owner with a special disability. So they can go in cabin, and it can be any breed and any size but only dogs.
Okay.
As
That's
service
interesting.
dogs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can imagine. Passengers going, "This is my emotional support lion. I want your seat."
They were taking donkeys. They were taking pigs. It got kind of funny in the cabin. In the cabin as emotional support, and they had a letter from their psychiatrist or psychology. And that's all they needed. So that's why they stopped. Most airlines stopped doing that. It got funny.
I take my wife. She was just emotional support on the flight. What work are you doing at the moment? How many animals are you coping with, say, a month?
Well, the thing is that we do not only assist in Panama. We serve the whole Central American region.
Okay.
So
Also,
we
you're
have
busy.
preparation in Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador,
Mhm.
other countries in the region besides Panama. So we are kind of, busy assisting many people in all ways. Pets traveling in the cabin or as check baggage or as cargo. So basically we are kind of busy everywhere right now, and especially right now to the United States. They are implementing new rules that's very important for people to know. They're starting new rules from the CDC in the States, starting in August the 1st. So everything will change. It will be kind of more complex taking pets to the United States, especially for what they call a high-risk rabies countries. Okay. Panama is considered a low-risk rabies country, but still, everything on the paperwork will change, but it will be more complicated for other countries and expensive because now pets from high-risk rabies countries will need to go into some sort of quarantine in the States after arrival, something that is not the case right now. Today you can fly with your pet to the States with your dog or cat with the right documentation, and you are free to go after clearance. After August the 1st, it will not be that way for other countries on the list. They will need make a reservation on a quarantine facility in the States. So after arrival, they will need to take, or somebody will take the pets to the quarantine facility for a U.S. vet to give a new rabies shot. And then, after 1-2 days, they are free to go. And, it will be kind of costly doing it that way. So our concern is that it might be, or it may be kind of prohibited cost for some people.
I can imagine. You're going to have to pay for the quarantine.
Yes.
You're going to have to pay for the
quarantine not for Panama, okay, but for the other countries on this list might start at $1,200.
Wow.
Just starting.
For a 3-day. This is only for dogs.
This is only for dogs.
Not cats.
In Panama, fortunately, Panama as a low-risk country is not in that list. But the paperwork that we will have to do starting August the 1st will change.
It's more paperwork.
It's more paperwork with the Panamanian authorities that we will have to do, and everything will change. For the other countries, Europe is also kind of complex on the paperwork they require. They require a rabies titer test, which is something that is not easy. It's something that you do not do in Panama. You need to send these blood samples to the States. It's kind of complex. Sending pet to the European Union. For the Latin American countries, every country has its own pet import regulations. The airlines also have their regulations, so we have to meet with everybody's regulations so we can send a pet.
I don't understand the same, but if I remember rightly, in the UK, it had to go into quarantine.
The UK is complex. They don't go into quarantine anymore, but
they don't know.
It's a lot of paperwork. And for example, to Heathrow, pets cannot go in cabin, even if it's a small pet or a cat. They have to go as cargo only. No excess baggage, no cabin to enter London.
How does it work when if you're taking a pet like that? And how does that go when you're sort of the amount of luggage that you're allowed? Does that include it, or is it you're going to pay extra for it anyway?
For excess baggage, you pay a fee like you're taking another baggage.
Okay.
So you can take 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on the country.
Sure.
But most countries don't have a limit for the import of pets. But the reservation goes attached to the owner's reservation. You check in your pet at the counter, like you're checking your luggage, and then at destination, your pet comes out at the baggage claim too, and you can do the paperwork yourself. It's simpler than doing cargo. So if the airline allows it, that is a good option for pet owners, and we assist with the documents.
How does it work if somebody, say, for instance, going to go over to Europe, but they're going to fly from Panama to New
Usually
York, for argument's sake, and then over to Europe from the States. Does that make it even more complicated?
Let's say, for example, that you are taking a pet from Panama to the UK.
Mm-hmm.
To the UK, we have to go through the European Union, and that's another thing because we need to comply with the European Union requirements and the UK requirements. So it's double paper.
Why do you have to deal with both?
Because, for example, the airlines that we use for taking pets to the UK, they go through.
They go through
Amsterdam,
Madrid or
okay.
Yeah, there's an option through via Colombia.
Yeah,
Colombia and direct to the.
Because in fact, I think we've got the British ambassador coming in soon to check because we're not part. UK is not part of Schengen, and so that was easy because we used to go over to the. But no, that's a good point. I'll have to check.
Check.
Some questions that we receive often. It's that people maybe don't know. Somebody they ask how complicated is taking a pet from another country. It depends because in some cases, if the pet is, let's say, a dog or a cat, can travel in the cabin with the passenger, it's not complicated. Today, very few airlines, at least departing from Panama, take pets as checked baggage. So either they travel in the cabin with the passenger or as in the hold as live animal cargo.
Okay.
When taking pets as cargo, then things are a little more elaborated, more paperwork. It might be kind of not that easy as in the cabin because, for example, airlines have regulations or limitations on the size of the travel kennels where you are taking your pet, and people don't know. They need to check very well with the airline, the details of the kennel or the size of kennels they are allowed to take. Because, for example, if you show up at the airline with a very huge kennel with your dog, might not fit on the hall. Through the door of the aircraft. So everything has to be taken into consideration before we send a pet.
Okay, so if you're an owner of a Great Dane, you might want
those are special cases.
Yeah, you might want to change
They
it for a
have to
Chihuahua.
It's a custom made. It's a wood crate that has to be made for a Great Dane.
In those cases,
Those are more complicated.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, we're going to take a quick break and a piece of music. We'll be back with our guests and in just a couple of minutes.
We'll be right back with more.
Time on the breakfast show, 10 before 9. My guests, and we've got Mario and Karina from Animal Relocation. We were just saying, about people's dedication to their animals. I mean, they're part of the family, aren't they?
They are.
And even if it's a chicken and with a pet dog that they obviously bought to match because they look very similar, but the chicken couldn't go.
It probably won't be able to travel because
Not in its current condition. If it goes, never mind. With that one, these are the cages they had made, and they went from here to Greece, and then Greece to back in. They're in the States now, so they're well travelled. So, if somebody's listening, say, okay, where do I start as the owner? Where do I start? They just contact you, and then you guide them through everything.
Yeah. Well, we at Panama Pet Relocation, what we do first is, we gather information about the owner with its pets. Basically, the details of the pet they are taking to another country, and with that information, we provide like a procedures and requirements to take the pet. Some people may have, kennels to take their pets. We've checked the information to verify that it's the right size of kennel because sometimes it is not. People sometimes tend to get kennels where pets fit, but it's not necessarily what the airlines considers the right fit, and it has to be changed. So basically, we guide them through the process from the beginning till the end, until pets are again with them in the other country.
Mm-hmm.
Same way, not only from Panama, okay, we also assist pets, owners traveling to Panama, for example, from the States, from Canada. So it's the same procedure.
Okay.
We receive them in the other country through our agents in the other countries, following our guidance, and then we send the pets from, let's say, Miami or any other city allow for that to Panama. Then in Panama, we receive them, clear customs, and deliver home to the owners.
Okay.
We do that nationwide in Panama City, Boquete, Pedací. So, we guide them through the process.
Okay, I mean, I've got a note here. It says, what breeds of dogs or cats are restricted. And that's an interesting.
Snub-nosed. Snub-nosed dogs, like all types of bulldogs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's almost not possible to move them anymore. It's, most airlines, French bulldogs, English bulldogs,
Really?
Boston terriers.
Yeah.
It is difficult. We have a couple of options, and they can be moved following, the all the measurements.
What is the basis for the restriction?
Because of their nose structure, it's flat faced, and they
Right.
have more difficult to breathe. If they can get hyperventilated easier,
okay.
and in high temperatures, they have more risk.
Yeah, they are considered high risk pets. So airlines try to reduce risk by not taking them, on a way that is not safe for them. So the recommendation is always, if you have a snub-nosed pet, to try to take it in the cabin with you.
Okay.
If for some reason that is not possible because the owner is already in the other country, for example, we do have some options to send them by air as a live animal carrier.
Okay.
But every day airlines are like reducing that option. For now, we do have some options, but let's say that less than before for snub-nosed pets.
So that would include the boxer, I assume, as well, because they're very popular. So.
Yes, boxers are. The English bulldog was the one that was restricted. The first breed to be restricted was the English bulldog, because
Really?
they were considered the highest risk to travel. So now we have a couple of destinations, very few, and what we do is we offer ground transportation to our final destination. For example, like 2 weeks ago, we had a French bulldog moving to Canada. The airline allowed the breed. Then all of a sudden they said, no, we cannot take French bulldogs anymore. So we were like, okay, so the dog flew to Miami, and our team members in Miami received the dog, did all the clearance, and the road trip to Nova Scotia in Canada. It was like a 3.5 day road trip until he was reunited with his owner.
Yeah,
So
the original plan was, just taking the pet from Panama to Toronto and then to the final destination in Canada. But as Karina said, then the airline suddenly changed or stopped accepting that breed. So we have to change the plan to what Karina mentioned. Miami then by ground transportation to Canada.
Okay.
Everything it went well. Customers were very happy, so everything good.
Oh, well, that was again the dog had a good time as well.
There are
This is nice to have a view.
He had a fun trip.
There are other more like complex cases or destinations because Canada from Panama, let's say that we are very close. But recently we had to move 2 dogs from Panama to Africa.
Oh, okay.
And most of the times you have to let's say the first route that you consider is Panama, South Africa, and then South Africa to the final African country. But let's say that is kind of complex taking pets to South Africa. So we have to figure out other ways, other routes. So for example, for African countries, we are using in some cases like sending the pet from Panama to South America, Brazil in the last case, and from Brazil via Dubai to the final destination in Africa. It was Zambia in this case. it was a long trip, but the whole time pets were, under good care from all the parties that were involved in the process. And we do we create like WhatsApp groups, so we can keep posted the owners the whole time with pictures and updates of the pets through the whole process, the whole move.
How long did it take you? How difficult was it to set up your network with, at the other end?
Well, we have our network in Brazil.
You make a booking.
Well, we ask for a specific date, and usually they have space. If we do it at least 2 weeks before the flight, they usually have the space, but it's subject to their final confirmation. But if we do it on time, we usually get the date that the owners want.
Something important also is, let's say, what Karina is mentioning about 2 weeks prior to departure. That would be the last steps in the process.
Okay.
But we really start working with our clients a few or more months in advance, starting the whole coordinate. If you want this to go well, you have to plan and coordinate well in advance. So we start approaching, with the clients, checking what they need. So we put together a plan.
Yes,
And then based on that plans, we tell the client, okay, this is what we are going to do. Everything is preliminary until the airline confirms the reservation at the end. But customers, clients are always updated of the process. There's not last minute surprises. Everything has to be done well in advance.
So basically all your paperwork's done, vaccinations, all that, before you go to the
Vaccines
airline.
are very important. That's why it is very important to start a few weeks or even a few months before, because if you don't have your vaccines up to date, you have to vaccinate the dogs, and most countries require a 30-day wait after the vaccines in some cases. So that's why it is important to do it with enough time in advance. Europe, for example, requires the rabies titer test, and then there's a 3-month wait after that test is done. So for Europe, you have to start at least 4 months before. At least.
And that's something that people really don't know.
Don't think about.
Yeah, because let's say, okay, I need to move to Germany, and you plan that today. I need to move in 2 weeks. Then you cannot.
No.
You didn't know that you need to start it because of the European regulations for 3-4 months in advance. And that's kind of complicated for many people because not everybody plans 4 or 5 months in advance taking a pet. Some people, they do. Because, for example, right now we are assisting clients that we have booked for taking their pets to other countries until September, October. And we are in June.
All right. Well, for me, I'll just tell her which plane to follow. Hey, Karina Marie, we're out of time. It's been great having you with us. It's very, very interesting. And we'll put some information on our website today, and also how people can get in touch with you as well. Just quickly, how can they do that?
They can get in touch via WhatsApp or via email.
Oh, okay.
You can put the number on the email on their website.
Okay.
My number or Mario's. So via WhatsApp, we're available almost 24/7.
Our website is panamapetrrelocation.com.
Yeah.
panamapetrrelocation.com.
I'll put a link on that as well.
Yeah, all the information is there. So.
Okay, wonderful. Karina Mario, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Very interesting.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. And that's it, time on the breakfast show, top of the hour. If you missed the news at 8, sit tight.
Escucha Cool FM 89.3 con la música más refrescante en tu radio. Cool FM.